that episode, what did I just watch? Hello! So, Wednesday again, another episode of Shadowhunters on Netflix. Woke up this morning, got to watch it. What was that? Now, I can't actually work out if I liked it, which is weird. I enjoyed watching it and I feel like it was good, but all the other episodes I felt like some form of book adaptation, some form of this happened in the book. I can see where they've got that from, but most of the things in this episode didn't feel like that. Felt like they just picked up the characters and put them in a new situation, which, I mean, I know they do, and I know that adaptations aren't 100% accurate, but it felt so far away from the actual books that I can't decide how I felt. It was a good episode and I feel like it was done well and the acting and everything was good. I just felt a bit weird about it. That's the end of the non-spoilery stuff. Shadowhunters TV show. I've talked about it so much now, you must know what it is. Freeform, 9 PM on Tuesdays and on Netflix for all the rest of the world that is not America. Based on the books by Cassandra Clare, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, don't continue watching this video. So I said in last week's video that I understood why Alec proposed to Lydia. It's not that he has any romantic feelings for her at all, because he is gay, and if they changed that I'd be really pissed off. Alec is gay, he doesn't have any kind of romantic intention or feelings towards Lydia. It's literally a solid partnership, as he said. It is a partnership so that they can run the institute and he can save the Lightwood name, which he never even messed up in the first place. I understand that in his heart his family is more important than anyone else, but this episode was so horrible to see. Why is he being so mean? Magnus looked heartbroken. They haven't known each other long, so they're not in love with each other, but they definitely have the feelings. Magnus makes this very obvious, and Alec does have feelings for Magnus. Why is he just walking around like Lydia's little lapdog and doing everything she says, even though Jace and Isabelle and Magnus and even Robert was trying to tell him at one point that he didn't have to do it? Why? Why is he doing this? Why is he being like this? I don't like it. Alec in the book, in the first book, is not exactly the nicest person. He's not nice to Clary and he doesn't want to break the rules, but he's not that. I don't think I like Lydia either, not because she's marrying Alec. I don't think I like her as a character. She's got this mindset that things go wrong and you can't put your heart first and things was going, but she's not thinking about any other possible situations or outcomes that she could do. She said to Alec, do you think I'd be sending Melly onto the Silent Brothers if there was any other option? There's probably lots of other options that she could do. There's lots of things that she could possibly do to help with that situation, and she's just not, and she's just putting her head forward too much, I think, and that's also dangerous. Too much of something is dangerous, and she's not thinking anything. One thing that I did really like in this is that I feel like Magnus's magic was actually shown really well, and shown like the different ranges of things that he could do and how powerful he was, which I feel like, apart from the episode where he literally moves his apartment, it's not been shown very well. He's been sort of seen as needing a bit of help and not sort of the best, so I really liked that they sort of just trusted him to just literally be able to do anything, and he was doing it, and I really liked the way they did that. I thought the visuals looked great with that, and I thought that that really worked out. Him helping Jace and Izzy, I just think that that was done really well, and I really liked that, and I feel like we had a lot more Magnus in this episode and his presence was a lot more obvious, and I really liked that, because when Magnus is in the book and you have him there, you cannot not be aware of the fact that Magnus is there, because his presence is so very obvious because of the way that he is and how great he is and how good he is. So I really enjoyed that, and I thought that was done really well. It did have some good bits though. The bits with Simon were really good. Again, Alberto's acting fantastic. The scenes with Raphael and Simon was great. Raphael is absolutely fantastic. He is embodying the things about Raphael, how he feels about Simon, but how his obligation to Simon, and the way that their sort of dynamic is and how their relationship is, and I feel like that's coming across really well. When Simon pushes him into the car and he says, if that kid ruins one more jacket. The bants that Luke and Raphael were having were really funny. The whole thing with Melion was really weird that they called him in and that they were going to like take him to the Silent Brothers. But I feel like his acting was really good, and you can really feel the relationship and feelings that him and Isabelle have for each other, and that Isabelle has for him, but she's trying to think that she can do the right thing in the way that he is conflicted as well. I'm not saying I completely trust him, because in the whole Mortal Instruments world, Shadowhunter world, I never trust fae folk, but I feel like that dynamic was done really well, and him and Isabelle's situation was portrayed really well and acted really well. It made me laugh when Jace told Isabelle to hurry up, and she says, "You don't want to get on my bad side right now." And that showed, and it really did show that she was literally so confused and lost and just was so caught up in this situation and she didn't know what to do with it, and I thought that that was done really well. And then the scene with his mum, emotion was there. He knew that he was going to hurt her and he was so scared, and finding out that it was Clary that turned him into a vampire, and just this whole situation I feel like is really heart-wrenching, trying to watch Simon struggle with what he now is and trying to watch Clary deal with what she's done. He really, that whole dynamic is done really well, and I think that it's really good and it comes across really well, and it's definitely some of the most enjoyable parts of the episodes. Really enjoying seeing how that all unfolds. Then we had Jace and Alec. They infiltrate Alec and Lydia and everyone, taking Melion to see the Silent Brothers in the downworlder entrance of the Silent Brother cave bit, which was quite funny. They have a service entrance. Jace stops Alec and he says, "I know what this is about. You can't get married. Like, why are you doing this? It's about your feelings and how you feel for me." And Alec just looked broken, and it sort of, Jace has seemed really oblivious to Alec and the way that Alec feels and Alec's sexuality and the way he is, and it's just obviously Jace just not showing Alec that he knows and doesn't want to make Alec uncomfortable. It was actually pretty emotional when he was saying, "My parabaton, my brother, like, come with me," and Alec wouldn't. I was just, damn mate, like, Alec, get your shit together. I really hope this gets resolved this season, preferably. Saw some promo pictures from episode 12. Right, yeah. If you've seen that, tweet me, comment, because we can discuss how sad that makes me. But yeah, that bit with Jace and Alec was done really well. It was emotional, you feel the emotions. I feel like Matt and Dom have a really good chemistry and a really good friendship in real life, so that's brought across on screen, and the way that they are together, I feel like that really was done well. I also liked the Jace Wayland is Switzerland comment, because I didn't know that we were watching Twilight. Ended on a cliffhanger and Melion says, "You're ready to find your father," and then just did this like really badly cut like 3 zooms in on Clary's face, and it's like the frame moved with each zoom in, ruining the tension of the cliffhanger, which was quite funny. Next week's episode looks really weird. It's like alternate reality shit going on, and I don't know how that's done. Let me know what you thought of this week's Shadowhunters down in the comments. All of my links are in the description if you want to talk about it on other sites as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you are all doing really, really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye! She's got this mind flip